Welcome to Them Bahamians, a media initiative of the Bahamian American Cultural Society. My guest tonight is Audrey Dean-Wright, professor, poet, and composer. Welcome, Audrey, to Them Bahamians.
Good to be here.
Okay, it's beautiful. This is your third time to New York City?
I think so, third time.
Welcome.
Yes.
And this time you bring along a number of members of your choir.
Yes, 35.
Again.
33 members, actually.
33 member, again. Beautiful. These are a little older than the last
than the
group.
National Children's Choir.
Right.
These
Beautiful,
are all young
beautiful.
adults.
Well, we are looking forward to hearing them. Like I told the folks, there's no exception. That this time is definitely going to be even better than the last time. Yes. Okay. Now let me ask you, when did you first, started, or when did you learn that you wanted to, enter the field of music? That music was the profession.
By the time I was 12 years old,
okay.
I knew it. Yes. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I kept saying I want to be a concert pianist.
Okay.
That sounded wonderful, but as I got older and realized the time you must spend if you really wanted to become a concert pianist, and I realized that I enjoy teaching, and I felt that my music would take that route of being a professor eventually.
Okay, and where did you study?
At Jamaica School of Music at first. I went there as a teenager, an older teenager, and I spent a year at Jamaica School of Music in Kingston. And after that, I went back to the Bahamas, and I think I worked about 2 years or so, and then came to New York, spent 6 years in New York, did my bachelor's and master's degrees at Manhattan School of Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there, what did you study?
Well, my first degree actually is in voice and singing. Yes. And the second degree is in music education with an emphasis in choral work. And my second was choral. I don't really play like that anymore. But I am very much involved in the choral aspect of music in the Bahamas. I conduct 5 choirs at this present time.
Oh, okay.
And
so the age range varies?
Varies, because I also have the youth choir at my church. So, that's a group of younger people starting from the age of 13 and up to probably 22.
Okay.
And then, of course, the college choir is, we have a young man who is only 16, and I suppose the college student would be 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, the top of the ladder would be that age group. Yes.
Okay. Now, but you're also a pianist.
Yes. That's really my main instrument, piano.
Okay. So when did that pick come into?
Well, I started lessons before I was 12 years old. I think it must have been 10.
Okay.
I started my studies with a lady who was actually well known in the Bahamas for starting people out, Mrs. Muriel Mallory. And when I was 12 years old, a gentleman by the name of Clement Battle became the music teacher at the then Western Senior School. I remember walking outside the music room and hearing music that I had never heard before. Well, he was an accomplished concert pianist.
Right.
And when I looked inside, there was this gentleman playing this music. This was not a recording. And I was like, I want to play just like this.
Okay.
And I went home and told my mother, and she made arrangements for me to study with him.
Okay.
The rest is his history. I became one of his most, I don't want to say talented, but student that was most interested in the piano. One who followed through to becoming a professional in the area of music. So he was my mentor. He encouraged me straight through all the way along the way. And I had other people in my life, like my Aunt Hilda, who is my adopted aunt, Hilda Barrett.
Yes.
But Hilda Barrett, her husband Richard. She actually was the one of the first choral groups, the Ebony Singers, a group she conducted, and I got to sing great works like a work by Mendelssohn, the work of the life of Elijah. It's called Elijah. So, and then she was also very encouraging. Everything I did with my music, she encouraged me, to just do better. And of course, in those days, you had to be a lady. It was a total development, and I'm just so grateful that I had mentors like those in my life.
Okay, great. So now, when did you organize your first choir?
I was 12. I had it in Little Children's Choir Church.
Okay.
Well, it's still Transfiguration Church, Baptist Church. That's the church that I actually grew up in. And they were very rich in music. I think a lot of people do not know that during that time, everybody could read music just about. Definitely choir members. And they would sol fa, so do. You know?
Right.
Everybody knew how to solfa, and they'd take up the music, and they'd have choir practice and just solfa straight through.
Okay.
And so that was not an unusual occurrence, definitely on the Family Islands, you know. And that was the first time. I must have been, I don't know, 8 years old or so, hearing Handel's Messiah sung by the Transfiguration Baptist Choir. The Mozart Gloria sung by the same choir, and I know to some people who don't know this, it seems unusual, but choirs used to sing classical music. Nowadays, I have nothing against gospel, but a lot of churches, that's all they sing and nothing else. So people are being fed a steady diet of one thing, you know. And of course, if you're being fed a steady diet of one thing, just like if it's food, you will not develop the way you should. And it's the same thing with the music. We're having problems with the development in some areas that people only fed one type of music rather than exposed to all genres of music.
Well, are they teaching a variety of, you know, classical and other
It would depend on the school. You find it differs across the board. We have always had a very, very strong choral a concept of choral music in the Bahamas. We were known, and I think we're still known as the island for singing. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the schools are not taking the music as seriously as we did years ago. The great influences. When Cleophas Adley spoke at a forum just the other day, he talked about how Mickey St. George and the government high school music program was the catalyst for his success. You know, not college. His high school. So during those times, it was a serious thing in school. You know, we did the GCE music, advanced level music, you know, which is quite a level to achieve, you know, way beyond first and second year college in some areas of the advanced level GCE. However, there are teachers who are really trying to teach, as I said, a varied concept of music, all different kinds, expose the children to different kinds of genre. It takes hard work. It takes hard work.
So music is a part of their curriculum then?
Music is the part of their curriculum. There are some schools that are private school. I understand one of my nieces actually, she goes around to about 2 schools and teaches music a few hours a week. To me, that's really not enough. And you see, the benefits of music is not just a musical one. It's so many things that students developed, you know, that ability to concentrate, first of all, you know, to focus, you know, to remain constant to a cause, you know, to see something to the finish, you know. And as we know that in a study that has been done as it related to Mozart, if you play that kind of music, it's been found that children somehow are brighter. They do better in maths if they're exposed to that kind of music at an early age. So it has
so therefore they should be starting music in
definitely preschool. Music should be in preschool. And just using the goatskin drum, our same goatskin drum. You don't have to have all sorts of instruments, and you can make your own shakers. You don't have to buy them. You know? So,
you don't have to wait for them to come on the mailboat.
No, we don't have to wait for them, you know. But we have a lot of talent in the Bahamas. Just needs to be developed, and I think we at the College of Bahamas are putting out some really good musicians, you know, and we're encouraging them after they leave the College of the Bahamas to continue their education abroad if they could. Yes.
So now you talked about, you know, the College of Bahamas having a choir there. When did that first came about?
Well, I went to COB in 1977, and there was a choir, a grouping of persons there, not very large. During my time there, the choir was always small. And there was a point in the 1990s that I thought that as a College of the Bahamas, the only tertiary education institution at that time, we should really have a choir that looked like a university choir, let's put it this way. Definitely, first of all, in sound, because we want sound, of course, technique, and also in size. So I really started what we called the College of the Bahamas Concert Choir. And I said, this is a choir that would not only represent us in the Bahamas, but also represent us abroad, internationally. And we have been doing that for the past several years, becoming a part of an association called the Southeast African Collegiate Music Festival, and which seeks to promote the music of outstanding contemporary black composers who are alive. And it's a coming together of historically black university choirs, celebrating these works and being actually in a workshop with the composer there, and then being conducted in a final concert.
And where's that concert?
Now, a different university every year.
In the Caribbean?
No, in America.
And
yes, Afro-American. And the Bahamas is the only member outside of America. And I am the only composer that has been featured outside of American composers. I've been featured twice at South Carolina State and also in the Bahamas. This year is their 20th year, and we are hosting the festival in the Bahamas. So it's exciting. It's a part of our 40th annivery celebrations.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Now, when you said that there was a forum in the Bahamas recently?
Yes.
Can you talk about that? What was that?
Well, we had a most musically stimulating 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
Okay.
Musically stimulating. And it was actually a symposium on Afro-Caribbean composers. And it started off with a concert by the National Youth Choir. And they presented works by different composers also. And we have a group called C-Force. That's three of my faculty members in the music department, flute, piano, and Mr. Justilian plays whatever other instruments. I think it's usually the trumpet, and some of his works were played and also works from other composers in the Caribbean. So we started off with that concert on Wednesday. But Thursday, to me, was the most stimulating conversation we have ever had that I know of, on music. And not only were there Bahamian composers, there were also other Afro-Caribbean composers in that setting. And we had a session where 4 Bahamians presented their compositions and told the audience how they go about writing their music, also what in their environment has influenced them to write the music that they write. And I was honored to be one of those, along with Cleophas Adderley, Quincy Parker, and Chris Justilian. And so that was really amazing. Then we had another symposium. We followed with another symposium where we had other composers, though, from the Caribbean presenting. Also, we had someone from Trinidad, someone from Puerto Rico. We had 2 Jamaicans, and I think the other person was from Guadeloupe. And so it was good hearing them. But what was so wonderful, though, is knowing where you stand. And when I say, we stand, the Bahamian composers in the sphere of composing and the value and evaluation of our music. And I must say, we were all humbly proud.
Beautiful.
Yes, to have presented and the quality of the work that we were able to present.
Good. So these were songs that the Bahamian composers wrote
themselves,
and they
I presented one operatic aria that on the it has to do with Haiti. Remember when they had the earthquake?
Right.
And a part of it is in Creole, just saying, "Oh my God, Port-au-Prince tombe, where's my child, where's my mother, I have no food, I have nothing at all, oh my God," and asking God to help them. So very dramatic. I presented that, and another flute piece, and I've written, my book of flute should be ready in another 6 weeks or so, hopefully. And so I presented that also, and then a piece of music called Spirit. Now, you know, we like, in the Bahamas, we like spirit stories, ghost stories.
Right.
And although, you know, it's nighttime, you're asking your Grammy or your mommy to tell you, at least years ago, could you tell us a spirit story?
Right.
And as soon as they start about how the ghost came and haunted someone and so forth, you get really scared to go to bed, but you still want to hear the story.
Right.
And of course, if you want a ghost to go away, you'd say 10-10, the Bible 10.
Right.
So this story really depicts this quite beautifully, how this person was walking down the road and saw a spirit, and how she raised up a gown, you know, and said 10-10, the Bible 10. So that's a crowd pleaser. And Joanne Callender, one of our most talented soprano, well, one of my most favorite sopranos in the whole world.
Oh, okay.
She sings it in her concert, so we showed a clip of her, you know.
Okay. Beautiful.
So I'm hoping that you will be able to get a clip of that symposium.
Yeah, I'd love to show it on my show.
Definitely.
Yes. I think, you know, Justilian and yourself and Quincy and Cleophas Adderley, to have you all in one package, it's quite a treat. How did the Bahamian audience respond? I mean, did you get a full turnout?
For the symposium, full house, no standing room.
Wow, okay.
Yes, full house. And I think really refreshing. A lot of students from the College of the Bahamas. We had a large contingent from the Defense Force Band.
Okay.
Yes, they also attended, you know. And then, of course, other interested persons in the community and musicians also attended the symposium.
Beautiful. Now, I think that's the first time you've had that kind of
kind of international exchange. I do not know of any other, unless it happened when I was outside of the country, but no.
I've never
heard of anything.
So will this be an annual event?
Well, that's what I have suggested, because, and by the way, I want to give credit to the National Music Society, in conjunction with the College of the Bahamas, who presented everything that in those 4 days.
Okay.
And I said, I'm looking forward to us. Why not have some conversations on having this happen every year?
Yeah.
It's something, you know, we can look forward to. Now, we did have a small orchestra there, Ensemble du Monde, the group of the Orchestra of the World, and they are actually out of New York.
Oh,
and most of them went to Manhattan School of Music.
Wow.
Including the conductor, who is Marlon Daniels. Yes.
Okay, Marlon Daniels.
A very, very talented young man with a group of talented musicians, musicians from America and from around the world, who come together to make the most wonderful music you have ever heard. Beautiful. And they really delighted the Bahamian public in at least 3 concerts. And at least 3 concerts while they were there. They worked very hard.
That's beautiful.
Yes, I got to meet him.
So let me ask you, what inspired you to write? You know, when you write, what inspires you to do things, to write?
So many.
Because you're a well-known poet.
Well, yes, I love my poetry.
In Bahamas, and it's all your books are also in the schools. About to say, because I've seen, you know, I've heard folks talk about.
Yes, well, my book of, I have some music in the school. My book of poetry is here, that I'm hoping that I'd be able to, it's all finished, but as you know, it takes money to publishing and all the other things, so I'm looking forward to that. But yes,
it's quite a collection of poems here.
They have used my poetry as set pieces in the National Arts Festival in the drama section. So some students would be, you know, would have known my poetry like that. But what inspires me is so many things. Definitely my environment inspires me, because I have written my music and poetry on culture. You know, but I can also be in, well, that's environment too, because I remember going to the post office and waiting in the car while my husband went upstairs to get the mail, and then I felt the breeze on my arm, and then I started to write, cool breezes caressed my skin. And then I drove quickly after I dropped him home and sat by the ocean and wrote by the beach, and wrote, I think, just almost all of Reverie, which I'll probably say tonight. So I'm inspired, so many things. And then like Haiti, I lived in Haiti for 3.5 years. And I always say, Haiti na Kermuen. Haiti is in my heart, because you can't live in Haiti and be unchanged. It's a place that has everything and nothing. And it's a hard life for most people. Most people, it's a very difficult life, and there are so many needs, and they have so many talents, but it's a hard life. What can I say? We went through difficult times, but I wouldn't change it.
Well, were you in Haiti at that time?
We were in Haiti during the ousting of Baby Doc. When he was ousted out, it was, we had some rough moments.
Okay.
But I wouldn't change it. It has given me a second language, and it's given my children a second language, and it's given us friends for life. You understand? And experiences that would live with us forever. So when they had the earthquake, I could relate. The church that they said was destroyed with the people in it, I know that church. Okay. You understand? And when they started talking about landmarks, I understood what they were talking about, and hence my writing of the that operatic area on the devastation, you know. So, and then my greatest inspiration, God.
Okay.
Because you cannot tell me, I'd like for you to write a song for me, I need it in 2 weeks. I cannot tell you yes.
Okay.
I said it's going to be based on inspiration. And I'm not one of those people who linger long. I had a friend who said he's been writing a love song. It's the 5th year. So he's still working on it. Now, whereas with me, I'd be sitting down and the love song comes while I'm driving, and I need to really get to a place where I could, write this thing down. And definitely 2/3 of it would come at one time. Okay. And I can finish the rest later, but I work like that. My inspiration is kind of quick. Okay. They say God's justice is quick. Right. But that's how my writing is.
Okay. Yeah. No, last year, 2012, the Bahamas celebrated 50 years of the women's movement.
Suffrage movement.
Suffrage movement in the Bahamas. Yes. And I interviewed Marion Bethel, not Marion Sears Bethel, who did the documentary on the women's suffrage movement. What impact do you think that had on the Bahamian women in the Bahamas as seen today?
Well, I must say it certainly had a great impact on me. How is it that Audrey Dean-Wright could be featured in Rawson Square with her photograph with all these women who have done so many amazing things? That's the kind of impact that I can be there today. Okay. My photograph could be there. But their work will live on forever, the changes that they've made in society. We think of Doris Johnson, who, thank God, she was able to come to America to school. She was able to see some of the things that was going on here. Do you know, travels to the United States made changes for us? Because in talking to Marion, I've attended some of her seminars on the suffrage movement. The Lodge, for example. Because of the lodges, people were able to travel to these lodge conventions. These women saw the changes that were going on in the USA, and they came back and talked about it, and they worked hard for it, you know. And we now, as women, as you know, we stand very tall in Bahamian society. As a matter of fact, we need to be so careful that we don't stand on the heads of men. And it's not us. The men must be careful. Because in most areas, the women, we have more women. In COB, it's the same thing. The girls are continuing their education, and a lot of them are being dropped off by their boyfriends. While their boyfriends go and do something else, but they're continuing their education. And I see this so strong in our societies today that we need to make sure that our boys keep up with the women.
Right, yeah. I mean, what can they do in order to see that change take place?
Well, I think one thing, we need to look at how we bring up our young men. Okay, I know we say a lot of the young men do not have father figures, but a lot of the men who became the greatest men in the Bahamas didn't have strong father figures. It has been in the Bahamas for a long time that we have single families in terms of the woman taking on the role as father too. And also we have a situation still where grandparents bring up children. You know,
same situation here in America.
Right. But I still think we're teaching our fellas not to work hard. That starts in the home, where they never need to wash the dishes.
Yeah.
They never need to help with anything around the house. That's the girl's job. Also, what are the girls are learning?
Yeah.
They're learning that I must work. And the fellas are learning that I really don't have to work hard. And, you know, I could clean the car now and then, but now if Daddy can afford it, he's getting a fella to clean the car on Saturdays and to run the lawnmower. So then he's doing nothing. Think about it. He's actually doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You see?
Yeah, he's
I'm going to be a wonderful husband to my wife. Think about it. What kind of husband he is? A wonderful husband? No.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
He will never assist. And if I can't afford someone to do it, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
You know. And of course, the kinds of role models that we had growing up.
Right.
People who really took an interest in you. You were not their blood relation, but they saw that every child had some kind of potential, you know, and they sowed into that. I have not changed it. My whole life at COB is dedicated to my students. My children know when my students come first, and they step to the side. Okay? But that's knowing, you know, how the system works in my house, you know. And I tell my students, any hour of the day or night you call me if you think you can do something stupid. My students get my telephone number, and I'll never forget. We had a situation where some of my girls slept over at the hotel because it was okay for them to go in our estimation, right? In Nassau, there was another group there, and they know how I go. They call me in the middle of the night. I think it was like 3 a.m. Come and get us, Mrs. Wright. We're not happy here. This is not the situation we thought it would be. There was some drinking and so forth, and my husband got up with me, and we went and we got those girls. That's the way it works with me and the students. I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to them. I have a responsibility to the nation to see that I produce the kind of students that would follow in my footsteps and do even better than I am doing. And see, that's another thing. We have to take this transference of culture and who we are. We have to take it as a God-given responsibility. And it cannot be me and mine.
Yeah.
If you're going to put yourself and your children first, and there are some people, I don't care about anybody else, it's my family. We're not going to build the kind of society that we should. And I think we can help our young men by taking that kind of interest. The first time a young man behaved rude, oh, he rude. A student in your class said, oh, he rude, I don't fool with him. I went to a preschool the other day, and I was getting the children to do some music, and I went to a little boy and said something to him, and the teacher said he rude. So what does that mean? You leave him alone?
No.
So you understand. That's the one you need to pay special attention to.
He needs attention.
And guess what? That rude child may be the smartest child in your group, and you're boring them to death. By repeating the same thing over and over. They need to go on to something else. Find out what is going on in that little mind. So now, can you imagine him going on, and he's just rude? Well, I'll be rude. That's what they expect of me, so I'll give them that, you know.
So let me ask you now, what changes that you see today that might have some bearings to what the women's suffrage movement change brought about? For instance, voting. The last election, when the PLP Prime Minister Perry Christie is now in power, it is said that vote, or maybe the Bahamian women vote, made that significant change. How can the women in the Bahamas capitalize on that?
Well, I think we need to realize that we are power to be reckoned with as women. We can change things in the Bahamas as women. And I don't care what anybody says. We end up being in a home if they're truthful. They know that we are the main bosses, okay? But they're the head. And they get to make the best decisions. But boy, when they put us together with them, the main boss. No, in all seriousness, a lot of men, Bahamian men will tell you that without my wife, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish as much as we could. A woman knows how to save
Right.
You know, husbands say, we can't afford this at this time. So what we do, we go into the old African tradition of the ASU, and we would get the $100 a week, but we'd only spend $75, and that $25 will be saved and saved and saved until you're able to get whatever it is that your family needs. Okay? And that's why we do so well in running corporations. We know how to make it work, you know. And although we're having some difficult times, some families are really hurting right now. And I know of several families who are hurting. But again, you know, as somebody said, we have to eat mackerel now. My family will not starve. We'll have mackerel out of the tin. We can't be waiting for steak. And even sometimes chicken. But then, unfortunately, some people feel that they must have steak and chicken, so they prefer to starve, whereas there is mackerel in the tin. You understand? Or I mightn't be able to get a job in my line of work, but there's something else I can do. But many times, because we feel that even though it's honest, it's below our dignity, we wouldn't go. My husband always said he would make the best gardener in the world. If he had to. And I said I'd make the best maid. They wouldn't let me go. Because first of all, I'm going to be teaching the children every day, plus managing their home. When they come home, they would just want to just relax, you know. But we all have other skills that we can use. And once it's honest, and we have been taught from way back by these women, that an honest job is what a woman's need. That's all she needs. She has the mind, she has the ability. I have a piece of poetry here it's dedicated to the suffrage movement and all women, called Not Just Breasts, that I'm going to read tonight, you know.
Well, you know something, let's stop right here and give you a chance to read that poem. Because you're a poet, and I don't want this opportunity to pass without you reciting a few of your poems from the book. I've heard two of them, really beautiful poems you did the last time you were here. I was waiting to see the drummer. I didn't see the drummer.
No, we don't have a drummer this time. Okay, we're making it a little different every time.
Okay, good.
Next time we'll have a dancer and the poetry.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say, you know, some of your poetry, do you have a movement to any of it? Like when you're singing, when you're reciting it?
Well, there is one of them where it talks about the jump and dance. And if I have dances there at that time, they will actually do it in the poetry.
Okay. So you've done
I did it in Suriname. I was a spoken artist in Suriname. And I did that piece of poetry. It came over very well.
I would say so. Okay, great. So what's the name of the one you're going to read?
Not Just Breasts.
Not Just Breasts. Ooh. Okay.
I'm not just breasts. I have a heart that gives love to my family. A heart that embraces the world. I nurture. I encourage. I teach. My bosom has fed and comforted. My heart is so large that I can give all my love to my spouse and still love my children unconditionally. I am not just a beautiful face. I have a mind, a creative mind. I can run a home or a corporation, scold a child or preach a sermon, teach a nursery rhyme or teach a nation. I am perceptive, conscious of my need to meet today's challenges. I educate myself. I keep pace with the world. I am not just manicured hands. These are healing hands, hands that caress and wipe feverish brows, hands that toil and clean, hands that mend, cook, and create, hands that guide tiny footsteps on the right path. They are the correction rod. I am not just shapely legs. These legs have walked many miles to provide for my family. These legs have paced many a night with a colicky baby. Will climb mountains, swim rivers, or walk a tightrope to protect my offspring. Legs that have supported and carried the weight of presidents, preachers, and teachers in my womb. I am mother, lover, advisor. I am not just breasts. I am woman.
Okay, beautiful. Very nice. Nicely done. When you say you picture all the different parts, of walking the steps, that's very nice. Beautiful. Beautifully done. It has a lot of content to it.
It's one of my
and it's very colorful.
Yes, I love this one. I had the chance to actually say this in Ghana at a conference in Ghana.
Okay,
yes, and it was very well received.
Yeah, especially Ghana. They wear their bus.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so they can relate to that, and the legs and what have you. I can see them walking down the street.
Yes, and the whole idea is that we're not a sex figure.
Right,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're more than this.
Right.
And thanks to the suffrage movement, we can also, they are part of helping us to realize that we are all what we are.
Right. Yeah, beautiful. This is a poem you said you wrote in conjunction with the suffrage movement?
No, it's not in conjunction. Conjunction. It's just in thinking about who I am, how we're looked upon sometimes,
March is women's... sure.
Yes, I think you told me that.
Yeah, March is women's
so
month.
It goes well for all women.
For all women. And, Bahamian women are very strong. Strong women.
We are strong women.
And I think that the fact that the Bahamian women have that dishonor of making things happen, even in the political arena.
Oh yes.
We need to
very much so.
Kind of make some changes in our direction that will make things not easier, but at least make life complete, so to speak. Yeah.
Because sometimes we still have areas where it's a man's world.
Right.
A woman with the same degree sometimes would get less, or or the man would be chosen first. Yes, we still have some work to do. But
and I think too is that Bahamian women and their intellect need to be recognized by even all Bahamian men.
Yes.
For some reason, they don't acknowledge the women, the Bahamian women.
Right.
They look elsewhere and think that, there's greater pasture over there until they find otherwise. And that's in all, that's even in the corporate world.
Yes.
There was a situation in the legal system that, that made the women very unhappy.
It's true.
So
it's true. And we still need to get over the foreign is better.
Yeah.
We still need to work on that. Foreign is better.
Yeah. I think
a different accent.
Yeah, they need to respect.
The accomplishments of our women and what they're capable of, and we've shown our capability over and over again. And you can look in every area, education.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, very strong in education, in banking. You name it.
Right. Yes. I look at banking. I see that as being one of the areas that the women's suffrage movement played a very strong part in that. I mean, like Royal Bank of Canada.
Yes.
Way back then.
Yes.
Didn't even talk about that.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Okay.
Yes.
So I do see some definitely changes there.
Yes. We've come a long way. I'm going to give kudos to some of our men. I'm hearing it much more now. The strength of Bahamian women, that appreciation for the role they're playing in the Bahamas. I really hear that more often than I used to.
But I think that came out in that legal situation where that women who was a part of it, I think, in several other instances, there were some strong women who really stood up and they
you see, many times you think you fail in that particular situation, but you've made an impact for the next time.
Exactly.
They'll be more careful.
And I think men then take note.
They take note, and that's important. More important than that particular change at that moment.
Right. Yeah, great. Now, you've written some songs, some melody songs. What inspired you to write some of these cult Bahamian melodies?
Well, in the Bahamian songs, I have to give credit to the National Children's Choir.
Okay.
I remember when we first started the choir, we would look for music that's Bahamian for them. And we would find some, but not a lot. And a lot of the music, they have sexual connotations and not really right for the kids.
Right.
And I had started writing music for them.
Oh, okay.
And hence my, writing of Bahamian music. Yes, I have to give them credit. Just trying to find the right kind of folk songs that would be suitable for children.
Right, yeah. Well, of course, I've heard a few of them, and we've played the last time you were here.
Yes.
We spent summer tour in New York City.
Right.
We taped you here in our 59th Street studio, and I've gotten a lot of good comments about the children. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our joy. My sister and I, we started that choir, and we believe that that was an assignment from above, and we can't turn our backs on the choir no matter what. We have been training our young people as to somebody will step in our shoes, I am sure. I'll never forget, we had to travel a few years ago during Independence time, and one of our older choir members, still in high school, actually conducted the choir for Independence while we were gone.
Oh,
So it's not a thing that it belongs to Pat Bassard and Audrey Wright. But it belongs to the Bahamas. So we'll make sure that somebody will follow in our footsteps. But as long as we're alive and we can, we will be there working hard with the children of the Bahamas.
This year, we're going to be celebrating the 40th Bahamas independence. And from what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, they're going to be pumping it up.
Yes.
Will you be doing anything special for the independence celebration?
Well, the first thing I told you about is with COB, we will be doing the SIAC Festival with the historic Black University choirs coming to the Bahamas. That is from some COB's point of view. I know COB also will be hosting some symposiums called 40th. On different, areas that the community would be in our development. I think those will be rather interesting also. But I know that almost every group in the Bahamas, every choir, every dance group is having a performance of some type in celebration of the 40th. And I know that the government has plans. I understand that starting very shortly, we'll see something every month. But I'm working with all of my choirs for performances, definitely. And we have been invited, the college choir, to come back in May. Haven't had a chance to talk to administration because the invitation just came to sing at Lincoln Center in a performance by an Afro-American composer, Rosephanie Powell. She's doing something called the Cry of Jeremiah. Premium performance at Lincoln Center. So I don't know. I'll have to check with the powers that be when I go back and see if we can't bring the whole choir. I'm hoping that we can bring a grouping from the choir. So we should be coming back
in May.
Yes, in May. We hope to come back in May.
Now, you've brought some of your choir members with you?
Definitely, I did.
I would like to meet them.
Yes.
Can we meet them?
Please.
Are they some of your students as well? Or?
Well, we have one voice major. And another young lady is in the group who I did teach voice to. She's not a voice major at that time. She was a voice minor. And then my daughter Antonia is here, my husband Carlton, and we have a very talented trumpeter. If we had thought about it, he could have brought his trumpet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'm a saxophonist. But we will be hearing from him in the concert. In one of the pieces he'll be playing. And also for the John Canoe. And we have another young lady who's getting ready actually to leave COB. But they'll come and they'll introduce themselves.
Let's stick with Antonia.
And we have Dr. Turner, who is interesting. Dr. Turner, he straddles two areas. He is in the music department, and he now heads the area of technology. So
you seem to travel always with the ladies. How does that happen?
Well, it's easier now. I'm Carlton Wright, the husband of Audrey Dean-Wright. I've recently retired. And so it makes it easier for me to accompany my wife on trips like these. Prior to retiring, I tried to juggle my work schedule so that I would be able to, as often as I could, to assist them and be the extra odds and ends for the group.
Okay, so do you take part in the singing as well?
I sing, yes. I sing in, I think, two of the choirs that my wife conducts. I enjoy singing. In fact, we met through the medium of music many years ago. And so it's a wonderful partnership, and she's a very outstanding musician and a wonderful wife and mother.
Good, good. What tenor, do you think tenor or what do you say?
I'm a baritone.
You're baritone. Okay,
I do some solo work as well.
Okay. Oh, solo work. Are you going to be singing on Sunday?
No, I'm a little bit more advanced in age to be a member of the choir. And so I will be there applauding them and in the audience.
Them along.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you said you're part of 2 choirs. What name of those?
One of the choirs is the Bahamas Seventh-day Adventist Meister Singers, which my wife founded and conducts. And the other is the Nassau Renaissance Singers, a choir that was started, well, for the most part of its existence, was directed by her music teacher, piano teacher, and mentor, the late E. Clement Beffel.
Okay.
So I've sung with them from about 1979 every time I'm at home.
I see. I thank you. I want to hear from the other ladies, so I'm going to...
Thank you very much for having me here.
Okay,
it's been
sure.
A
pleasure.
For having me here.
Okay,
it's been
sure. Pleasure. Welcome. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Antonia Wright.
Wilson.
Okay. Now, your mom said that you one of your musical pieces will be played on Sunday.
Yes, that's so exciting. The choir is going to present one of them. It's called Shout for Joy.
Okay. Shout for Joy.
Shout for Joy.
Yes. Is that more calypso?
Calypso Latino flavor.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when my parents were living in Cuba, that's where this piece was inspired.
Okay.
And so, in our spare time, our off time, I would observe the musicians on the street corners and in the halls and so forth, you know. And it just Shout for Joy came about.
Okay.
As we were walking through the market, you know, we started to rumble together, and then the whole thing came together.
Beautiful, yes. Beautiful. Now, when did you first started to feel that you wanted to join, you know, the profession that your mom has started or is doing?
I really do not know myself without music. I can't seem to remember a moment not having a musical moment. I do remember at a very young age, 4 or 5, one day my mother presenting different instruments to me.
Okay.
And so I just took a stab at it, and I would play Mary Had a Little Lamb on all of them. So.
Okay. I see. Okay, great. Well, pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Welcome. Professor Turner. What's your first name?
Wallace.
Wallace Turner.
Yes.
And I heard that you're originally from Cat Island?
Cat Island, yes.
Okay. Tell us something about Cat Island.
It's a nice place that is very quiet. It has very nice beaches, and I think if you like serenity, then it's a nice place to go and visit.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the highest peak there too.
Yes.
In the Bahamas.
Yes.
In Cat Island. Where is it?
Coma Hill. It's in New Bight. Cat Island.
Coma Hill. Okay. Is that where the Hermitage is?
Yes.
That's it. That's the highest point there.
Yes.
Okay. Is that a tourist attraction or is that abandoned?
It's very much a tourist attraction.
Very much a tourist attraction.
Still is. Yes.
Okay. Good. So you were school where in England too, or United States?
United States. Yes. Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech University.
I see. Okay, great. Okay, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. You're?
I'm Ashley.
Ashley what?
Ashley Knowles.
Ashley Knowles.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the voice student Ms. Wright was talking about.
Oh, you're the voice. Okay, yeah. You sing what, tenor?
No, baritone.
Baritone.
Yes.
Okay, you're from Long Island then? Descendant?
Yes, I'm a descendant, I guess. My family is from Long Island.
Yeah, like you know, yeah, be proud of that.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yes.
Yeah, from Long Island. Yeah, Devon Ski.
Yeah.
But you're from.
So's my husband.
You're from Knowles then?
Yeah, Knowles.
Okay.
Yeah. But I grew up in Nassau, of course.
You grew up in Nassau, right? Now, tell me, are you a senior or?
Right now I am doing an associate's degree.
Okay.
So I am finishing that degree now and hopefully looking to transfer and do my bachelor degree in voice performance.
Oh, voice.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to be a singer.
Yes. And I'm also a pianist too.
And the pianist.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. I wish you the best of luck.
Yes, thank you.
Good. And welcome to New York City.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Count. You're
Toriano Barrett.
Toriano Barrett.
That's my Barrett.
Okay, so you're related to
Tim
Mrs.
Barrett, Hilda
Tim
Barrett.
Barrett.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
welcome.
the branch, yeah.
And you're a senior or junior?
I'm a freshman.
You're a
Actually,
freshman?
Yeah, it's my second semester at COB.
Oh, second semester.
Second semester.
Oh, so you'll be with Miss Wright for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and what are you studying?
I'm studying business management.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And you're descended from where?
They're from Long Island as well, Burnt Ground, Long Island.
Burnt Ground,
My
whoa.
grandparents, yeah. But I grew up in New Providence.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Burnt Ground, that's the Edgecombs and the Gibsons and those people.
Right. The Bullets and the Adelees, Yeah.
Yeah, that's my husband's from Burnt. Oh, sorry. He's from Scrub Hill.
Scrub Hill, you know.
But with Burnt Ground, my father knows about Burnt Ground.
Okay.
Yeah, but my mother knows about Devon's Key.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
We're small.
Yeah. So when did you first, began to find interest in singing?
And singing, wow. Actually, hearing the choir, I always wanted to be a part of an organized group.
Okay.
That exemplified excellence.
Uh-huh.
I said, hey, that's something I want to be a part of, and I joined right away. Jumped on it.
Okay. So that's your first time
singing, yeah.
At
singing
the college.
in a structured environment, yeah. I play saxophone, jazz saxophone. So I've been around music pretty much from a young time in my life. So
beautiful. So you're getting your associate degree?
Bachelor's, I want to do bachelor's in business management, but my ultimate goal is to be a commercial pilot. So,
commercial pilot.
Yeah, trust me, I'm all over, but
okay,
I want a college degree on aviation, something to do with aviation.
Right. I know when my daughter was growing, she wanted to be a surgeon and a ballerina.
Hey.
Okay, pleasure talking with you.
Welcome to New York.
Hi, you're?
I'm Nicolette Turnquest.
Nicolette, oh my goodness.
From Long Island.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Turnquest.
Yes.
My mother was a Turnquest.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Which
so
settlement?
we're cousins.
Which settlement?
Devon Ski?
Grays.
That, honey, you're
right there.
You're related.
A stone throw away.
Yeah, we're related. All the Turnquests are related.
So I've heard.
Yeah, I did genealogy on the Turnquests.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have you all covered.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're studying what?
Biology with a minor in chemistry.
What is that?
Biology with a minor in chemistry.
Okay. So you want to be
a pathologist.
A pathologist.
Yeah.
Okay. And your first year at COB or?
Oh, wow. My 5th year.
Your 5th year?
My 5th year.
Okay. So you're going on, or are you going to stay there?
No, I'm going on. It's my last semester.
Last semester. Okay. And where are you going? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I applied to a few colleges, so whichever one accepts me, I'll be going there.
Okay. What's your father and mother's name?
My father is Donovan Turnquest. My mother is Kimberly Caldy Miners.
Donovan Turnquest.
Yes.
Okay.
Son of Kieran Turnquest.
Oh, Kieran, that's my cousin next door.
Yes.
Yeah, my grandmother is next to his father.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know Kieran. Definitely. Well, see there?
Small world.
It takes a village. Hi. Yeah?
Darnella Rule.
Darnella, hi. Welcome to New York City, and welcome to the Bahamians and Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
Thank you.
And you're what part do you play in this?
In the grand scheme of things, I'm a top soprano. I'm top soprano, first soprano in the College of Bahamas Choir.
Okay, beautiful.
This is my final semester in the college. I did music education.
What's in education?
Minors.
Going on?
Do my master's.
So you'll be moving on in September?
No, ma'am. I'm supposed to be starting teaching actually on the Family Islands, hopefully in Maguana. And then I'll be moving on afterwards.
Okay. Well, now, what do you do for hobbies in the Bahamas?
Well, I'm actually a person who likes to be in the Junction Shack, so I'm a shack rat of sorts.
A shack rat?
Yes, a person that hangs out in the Junction Shack.
Yeah, called shack, R-A-T?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, shack rat. And what do you do?
I paste and decorate costumes.
Okay. Now, is there a technique to, what do you paste with?
You use crepe paper and Elmer's glue.
Or use Elmer's glue.
And use different types of brushes and different instruments to use to make different techniques for each costume.
Okay, get those cowbells from? Do they make them?
Cowbells, they're made. We have some specific persons that actually make cowbells in Bahamas. Some very.
Okay, so it's a pleasure. My audience, who listen to Them Bahamians every Monday at 2 o'clock on Time Warner, Channel 34, FiOS, Channel 33, and RCN 82, and also on the web, www.mnn.org. Worldwide.
No pressure.
So we want them all to hear you, okay? So I'm going to be there taping it for my audience, okay? Audrey, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And I'm glad you were able to spend this time with me and to share my audience all the good work you're doing and the lovely people from the island of Long Island. And Exuma, and Andros, and Cat Island. You're right, beautiful, beautiful Bahamas. So it's a pleasure, and I look forward to hearing you all tomorrow. And we have a nice crowd tomorrow to hear you all, because I'm looking forward to hearing you all, and I'll be taping you all. Yeah. My audience, who listen to Them Bahamians every Monday at 2 o'clock on Time Warner, Channel 34, FiOS, Channel 33, and RCN 82, and also on the web, www.mnn.org. Worldwide.
No pressure.
So we want them all to hear you, okay? So I'm going to be there taping it for my audience, okay? Audrey, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And I'm glad you were able to spend this time with me and to share my audience all the good work you're doing and the lovely people from the island of Long Island. And Exuma, and Andros, and Cat Island. You're right, beautiful, beautiful Bahamas. It's been a joy.
Thank you.
And I'm really, really happy. Okay, stay put for a while.